Cooking out of your garden doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't take a whole lot of extra preparation. It's just a matter of going out to the garden, seeing what's there, and just creating something. And this is what this is about. One of the most wonderful things about having your own garden is that you can go out, pick a few vegetables, take them inside, prepare them, and eat them within 30 minutes of gathering them. Vegetables that are picked fresh from the garden have a taste like no other vegetable. Absolutely marvelous. Onions planted in your garden can be used the whole summer. They just continue to grow, and as you pick them, the ones that are left will have more room to get larger. I found 4 green beans in my garden today. Rabbits and deer have taken a lot of my plants away, but that's okay. I'll use what I have. Today the main part is we're using the zucchini that I got from the garden. Summer squash, it's actually yellow, the one that we got, and also butter. Everything is better with butter. Okay, there's melting olive oil and some butter. That should be enough for the vegetables I've got. The zucchini, the green beans, the onions are ready to go. I'm also adding some chopped kale from the grocery store. We used to have kale, but between the rabbits and what we ate, I did some replanting, but that kale isn't ready yet. So I had to go with grocery store kale, which was okay. Okay, the butter is starting to sizzle. Hope they can hear that. And I want to get it in there, put the vegetables in there before it starts browning too much. All right, just a moment. I'll stir it. I also found a piece of butter paper in there too to get that out. But I'm just going to get this sauteing. Ooh, it's pretty good. A little bit, just to get them cooked a little before I put the kale in, because the kale will cook faster than this. And I'm just going to saute this so it's basically kind of whatever I do is stir. At this point in the cooking process, it begins to smell wonderfully. I'm just sauteing the onions and the zucchini first of all. It doesn't take as long for the kale to cook, and so I want to get these vegetables a little softer. Also, as I'm stirring the onions, they become sweeter. They taste even sweeter when they're cooked a little bit. A little bit more transparent, it really makes the sweet come out. I picked all yellow onions today. Yesterday I picked all red onions. So we'll see how it is today. And with the green beans. It's starting to smell really good. I turned the stove down slightly just so they would have a chance to cook a little bit more before I put the kale in. This should take not very long at all. This dish takes maybe 5 minutes to cook totally through, maybe 5 to 8 minutes. The longest part is actually cutting the vegetables up. Or I should say the longest part was actually just picking the stuff out of the garden and the refrigerator. I can see that the squash is almost transparent in place. It's time to put in the kale. I literally added 2 handfuls of kale to this. Not so much because, I like kale, but it's also because it makes it pretty, the yellow and green together. And we like kale. I keep stirring with the kale in there until the kale begins to wilt. I want the kale to become tender, turn bright green, and then I'll toss in some seasonings. I didn't happen to have fresh garlic today, so I used a garlic salt that had parsley in it from the store, then added some pepper to taste. And just keep stirring it around until I think it's done and it looks good. The list of ingredients is just what I happen to use that particular day. The method is the same: the butter, the olive oil, some seasoning, and whatever happens to be growing in your garden that you want to eat that day, put it in the pan and just saute it. Bring it to the table and enjoy. This was simply delicious and really, really easy. Along with this, I made some jalapeno poppers, and they were good too. Too hot for me to eat, but husband really enjoyed them. Just stuffed cheese inside some peppers. They were great. Well, Ron loved them.